Hello, good morning, and welcome to the Big Shave with me, Steve Faragher, coming from Liverpool in the UK. Big Shave is a series of videos. It's also a Facebook group. It's basically me talking about shaving and talking about the rudiments and the techniques and the equipment and the materials. And if you remember last time, we talked about razors, and we talked about cheap razors, we talked about inexpensive razors, and the one razor we didn't talk about, and it wasn't deliberate really, it was just because I didn't have any of these razors at home with me at the time. The cheapest razor you can probably get is this, which is the which is the Yuma. It's made in Turkey. It's made out of very cheap metal, hollow. It's fairly light, although you can make it heavy by putting some weight in the end of the handle. This is the cheapest razor by far that you can get, but don't let the cost of it or the materials it's made out of actually put you off buying it, because as a starter razor, as a razor you put into your rotation of razors, it's still a damn fine razor. Basically, two reasons really. One is that it's quite small and manoeuvrable. Gets in all those places that other razors, bigger razors, can't get into. And the second thing is, out of all the razors, it's both mild and aggressive at the same time. I know people who've started with these razors and found them easy to use, but also using the right techniques, it can also give a really fine, smooth shave. Anyway, I'm not going to shave with this because I've shaved with this in the past, and if you know about UMAs, then I don't really need to say anymore, but you can see how horrible the metal is and how it sort of corrodes after a while. This one's about 4 or 5 years old, so you can see it gets quite pitted. The other good thing about it as well, because the handle's hollow, it actually tells you when there's no whiskers left. You can hear the sound of the whiskers being shaved down, so it's quite useful in that respect. So this time we're looking at more expensive razors. So let's say, for example, you bought a cheap razor and you've been using it for a couple of months, and everything's going fine, and then you suddenly get up one day and you think, I should really buy a better razor because it's going to make life a lot easier. It probably won't make life easier, but it's always nice to have a couple of different razors, so when you get up in the morning and you want to get your shave, you can actually pick from 3 or 4 razors. So we're going to go through some more expensive razors with a quick explanation of how they work and how much they cost. And we're going to start off with probably the cheapest, which is the Mercer Gillette. Now, I always forget whether it's a 1904 or 1906, but if you look, it's very similar to the Yuma. The actual handles are very, very similar, except this is solid metal, and it has a standard head on it, an interchangeable head, so you can take this head off, unscrew it, and it'll fit on other ones. So it's a standard Mercer head put on a vintage handle. It'll fit on things like the Lord as well, which was in the last video. Again, it's a decent razor. It's highly manoeuvrable. They come out at about £20, £24 if you buy them brand new. It's not a bad razor to have in your collection, although I don't use it that often. Moving quickly on, we're going to talk about the Edwin Jagger DE89, which is this one here. This one's got, I think it's a hexagonal or octagonal handle. They come in different ones. You've got like grained handles, you've got smooth handles. Again, it's a 3-piece razor. You unscrew it, and it's got the bottom plate, the top plate, and it's got an Astra blade in it. It's the wrong way up, but never mind. And it's screwed back together again. Again with these razors, and also the butterfly razors that open up, you need to make sure that the head's screwed tight. Next, we've got, this is a long-handled Mercer slant. Now you can see the slant has an uneven head, has a wider gap on one side than the other, which gives it a very close shave, basically because it lies flatter on the face. Heavy, very, very heavy. Nice razor. It's not as aggressive as people make out, and it's not that difficult to shave it. It's just not, there's no change in technique with this razor. The next one is the this is the Mohle, M-O-H-L-E. It's another German one, and this is the R41. Now, I'm not going to shave with this because this is a very aggressive razor, and I wouldn't say that people should go and buy this until they know what to do. I don't think I've ever shaved with this and ever not been nicked. The heads, although it looks very similar to the others, the gap that's created by these combs makes the blade very exposed. So you need to know what you're doing. Again, this is the Mercer slant. That's about 40 odd pounds. That's probably around about 37, 38, 39. They do change the heads, so you need to know when you're buying this, especially if you're buying a second hand, what year the head is, because sometimes they're slightly different. So I've only ever used this one. I think this was last year's. And then finally, on the mid-price range razors, you've got the short-handled Mercer Progress, which is an adjustable razor. We're going to talk about adjustable razors more in another video, but you can see that the gap between the blade and the guard is widened. So you can have an aggressive shave with it, or you can have a quite mild shave, and I do like the Futures. Okay, so what we're going to shave with today is the Edwin Jagger. It's already preloaded with an Astra blade. It's not a new Astra blade either, so it'll be interesting to see when it's on its second or third shave how sharp the blade is, because I do rate Astra blades. Again, we're going to use the same stuff as last time. We're going to use a little bit of Arco soap. You can see how much soap there is in that bowl. Not a great deal, and I'll show you in a second how much that produces. Now, there isn't any trick going on here. I haven't got loads of lather down here. This is as it happens. So I'm going to start lathering up. So you've got your first razor and you've got used to shaving, but you do feel you can get that little bit of extra. The difference between cheaper razors and these more expensive razors is that they have more weight in them, and because a razor has more weight, it actually shaves easier, because the razor carries the weight of the razor carries the blade closer to the skin. I think that's how I describe it. So I'm just lathering up a little bit of arc, and you can see already there's probably nearly enough now to get shaved. So I'm just going to do a little bit more, let it settle, and then first thing to do is always wet your face. You can put pre-oil on if you want to, some sort of pre-shave material, but I don't. I just wet it and then apply. You can see that as you start lathering, that the lather actually builds up more on the face. So build up the first pass of the shave, you need to build up a decent bed of lather, as I say, lager then. And once you're happy with that, you can start your 3-pass shave. And again, remember, you start with the growth, then you do it across the growth, then you go against the growth. So I can probably hear or see even that's shaving really smoothly. So we've got an Astra blade that's been used 3 times and is still quite capable of cutting through a day's growth. I need to talk a little bit about people who haven't got moustaches and beards as well, because sometimes I get criticised for not shaving the moustache and the beard, and obviously I don't want to at the moment because of the pink style. But if you just carry out the same logic on this part of the face as you do on the rest, so you can see easily that my growth is down and then straight down. So if I was going to shave me moustache and beard, the first pass would be that way, the second pass would be that way, and the third pass would be upwards. Now, under the nose is one of the hardest bits to shave, so what you need to do is maybe hold your nose up a little bit, or stretch your face. And the same here, you'd go, if I was shaving my beard, I'd go down, I'd go across, and then I'd go up against the growth. Okay, so this is now the second pass. It's going to go across the growth. You see I'm doing long strokes with one stroke over each area. I'm not doing lots and lots of strokes. If you stay on one area and keep shaving and shaving, you're going to irritate your face. And this time I'm going to go across the jawline and down, applying a little bit more pressure across the jawline and down, and then on the neck I'm going to go up this time. And then finally, the final third pass You can probably tell as well that I'm not actually putting a great deal of pressure. The weight of the razor is keeping a constant pressure on the face. I don't have to push any harder because that will irritate and it will also cut. So the third pass, which is going to be with the growth, so it's going to be against the growth. I'm going to just lather up again. That lather's going to be flat. This is Arco soap that we're using. I'm going to go down the jawline. I'm going to stop talking now and you can listen to the razor doing its business. You can hear it more on the neck really. So there we go, we've done the jawline and then up the face. And I'm just going to pick out, make sure that I've got close enough to the beard. And then on the neck, keep wetting the razor as well to give it lubrication. Spinning, there we go. Now you should be able to pick up an Edwin Jagger for about £20–25 on the internet. Less if it's second hand. The thing to say about the Edwin Jagger is it's virtually indestructible. It's very solid. The only weak part of it is the neck. If you do drop one of these and the neck catches, it will snap there, but you just need to be more careful. And I do recommend the Edwin Jagger as the next razor you go for. Whatever finish you get, you can have a nice white handle or a nice black handle. You can have one with like little grips on it. You can have a completely smooth one, or you can have one like this, which is, it's like a hexagonal or octagonal. Now, once I've finished, if I really want to get a close shave, what I'll do is I'll just wet my face. I won't put any more soap on. And just pick up where I feel there's a little bit of whisker. And for a daily shave where I'm just going to go out to work and it's not a weekend luxurious shave, that's absolutely splendid. And I'm quite happy with that. So the next thing to do once you finish the shaving part of it is just get water and get rid of all the soap. This is the bit I like to do really, is instead of just drying the face, I actually very vigorously rub the face. I think what this does, this increases the blood flow to the cheeks and to the skin, makes the skin more healthy and pink. You'll see once I've done that, you'll see my skin's gone a bit pinker than it was before. Not as pink as the beard, but it's pink. The next stage is to use a cologne based aftershave or straight cologne. This is Alpa cologne. This is from the Czech Republic, and it's a very floral smell. If people have used this, you'll know how good it is. And you just pour a small amount in your hand, rub it into your other hand, and then start massaging it into the face area. And it's up to you really. If you just want to stick on the beard, you can do, but I like to give the forehead a bit of a rub. Because I'm bald, I can rub it into the head, and even rub under the eyes. Any massage is good for the face. So I smell lovely now. I'm nearly ready to go. That's taken some of the sting out of the shave. It's left me feeling very fresh. But to finish it off, you should always use a moisturiser. And the moisturiser I use is Arco moisturising cream, which is made out of beeswax. I'm going to squeeze it and you can see it's quite thick. It's very thick. Whereas most moisturisers are very watery. See how soft that is? And I always feel that when I put this on, I always feel too wet. I always feel like the face is quite slappy and wet. Whereas when you use, it does work, but I just feel that the Arco works a lot better, and you don't use as much of it either. Literally that much is enough to do your face. So you just put a little bit on there, a little bit on there, and a little bit on the neck. And again, it's down to vigorously rubbing it in. And I like to use the heel of my hands to rub it in, so it's completely absorbed by the skin. Now once you've done this, the sting, any discomfort or sting, if you're still getting any of that, will disappear. You'll feel complete, you feel like you've got the job done, and then you're ready to go out and work and kick ass and all that. So what have we looked at today? We looked at the Mueller R41, quite aggressive. Move on to that when you feel ready. The Maker Slant, the Maker Gillette Vintage Copy, and also the Maker Future. But the one we used was, I can't find it now. Oh, the Edwin Jagger, about £25, £25 on Amazon and eBay. Great little razor, and it'll take you to that next stage. So again, it's not spending great deals of money. Don't rush out and buy a £100 razor when you've just started, because the razor doesn't do the shaving, you do the shaving. And it's your ability, your technique is more important than the price of the razor. There's no correlation between the price of the razor and the quality of the shave. So go out there, keep practicing with your cheap razors if you've just started. If you've been doing it for a couple of months, then go and buy a decent, more costly razor, possibly an Edwin Jagger. And then once you've used the Edwin Jagger for a while, it might be applicable to move on to something like the Maker Future or even the R41. And I'm going to look at those in the next video. There's going to be 3 shaving videos and razor videos, and then we're going to move on to lathering techniques and soaps. Okay, so thanks very much for watching. My name's Steve Faragher. This has been the Big Shave tutorial. If you want to email me, my email address is going to be there for about 10 seconds. It's sfaragher@hotmail.com. The Facebook group is going to be at the top there, so if you're interested in asking other shaving people from all around the world questions, sharing ideas, then you can go on that one. If you want to buy and sell stuff, we have a thing called the Human Drift, which is going to be there. You can buy and sell products on there, or swap. A lot of swapping goes on, trading as they call it in America. And then finally there's the eBay shop that I run, which is going to be up the top now, and you can buy stuff from there. My razors and blades and soaps and all sorts of stuff. So a little bit of naked marketing there, but never mind. Thanks very much for watching. It's overcast all day in Liverpool today. It's summer after all, isn't it? Thanks very much. It's been quite a long video, but I hope it's been informative, and I hope you watch it right to the very end. Goodbye from me, Steve Faragher, and the Big Shave. Goodbye.